they can get out of problem sites.
Actually, yeah, that's a very good point, and it does raise another issue that I probably should ask you about, which is I know. So I've spent some time on UK retail in the past as well, and so I'm at a high level broadly familiar with some of the themes, obviously, that you just mentioned. I'm curious though, in the US, it's that the struggles within broader, specialty retail, apparel retail, seems to have been a net benefit for the gym companies because it's opened up space that they haven't had access to, and landlords that have been looking for tenants, they are one of the ones that are still looking to grow, and so they've had favorable deals, certainly on sort of the new batches of leases, more favorable than they would have signed even just a couple years ago. And I wonder is that true? Would you guess that is true in the UK as well?
I would guess that was true, and I think actually retail landlords will be delighted to have gyms because in their estate. As I say, that's where we are at the moment. I just think as a retailer, having experienced some of that pain, I would just want to make sure that if sentiment should change over a 10-year period, that I had one site which we've just sold, one of the sites that the gym group didn't want, which we just sold, which had a very, very long lease indeed with no break. It's probably an unnecessary anxiety, but as I say, if actually they've grown in a more controlled way than Pure Gym, it's probably more of a question for Pure Gym about whether or not they've got any skeletons in the cupboard.
Interesting. I never asked you, what UK retailer did you spend most of your career with before you got into the chairmanship at Lifestyle?
My last full-time executive role was actually I ran Land's End in the UK, in Europe for 4 years.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
So I know Land's End well, but before that I worked for Mothercare. I ran the online division of Mothercare. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting. The reason so in a prior life at another fund, we were an investor group in New Look.
Oh yes, well that was I thought that was fundamentally good business, but it's hit a few problems recently.
It was a very messy investment for a while, but it actually worked out okay in the end. But it's certainly not.
Yeah,
No. Yeah, definitely not fast. But that's whatever. That's part of the that's part of the game of apparel retail. It's a very different business than this for sure. Or at least the risk is very different. So.
The risks are very different. This one, I think you can do a bit more as long as you got. I think the Gym Group and Pure Gym have got their strategy right and their execution right, and that's. It's a simpler business, and I think as long as they keep it simple, they'll do very well.
Are there any emerging UK retailers that you see out there that you think are particularly interesting or exciting? I presume you're probably not investing personal money in them potentially, but if someone gave you a bunch of money and you had to pick, is there anything out there that excites you that you think is very different nowadays?
That's a very good question. The thing is, all the ones that have something interesting about them are already quite fully valued. So you'll know ASOS, you'll know Boohoo.
Yep.
These businesses are already trading on quite interesting multiple because they are international, they are digitally driven. So, at scale, I don't see anything that I think is particularly undervalued. In terms of coming through, unfortunately, an awful lot of them are relatively niche lifestyle. Business like Jules. Do you remember Jules?
No, actually, I don't.